Video games can help us unwind after a long day of work, school, or both. We play games because they allow us to escape reality, even for only a moment. Sometimes, however, a game's version of reality is packed with impossible puzzles, oppressive physics, and giant beasts. Let's take a look at some of the most infamous titles known for pushing gamers to their breaking points.
I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore!
I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore!
Bloodborne is a bloodbath.
Let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
It's hard to tell which aspect of From Software's Bloodborne is more stressful: the horrific atmosphere, the terrifying monsters, or the infamous tough-as-nails difficulty the Souls games are known for. And while Demon's Souls, or any of the Dark Souls games which followed, can easily stress out even the most thick-skinned gamers, Bloodborne's horrifying environments might just bump your blood pressure up to a whole new level. In Bloodborne, all the familiar stresses are there, tempting fate by pushing yourself to the limits, only to lose your tens of thousands of blood echoes, basically Bloodborne's currency, after a vile beast takes you out in 3 hits. Gigantic bosses, who make your character look more like a D&D miniature than a fearsome hunter. The fear of creeping through an empty corridor only for the game to remind you why you'd thrown your controller against the wall 7 times today. All of this is fairly standard fare in Souls games. In Bloodborne, however, there's always an extra bit of menace simply because the world is just too decrepit, dank, and dismal. You can run, but you can't hide in Alien Isolation. Hiding from your friends in a block-wide game of hide-and-seek? Not so scary. Hiding from an alien hell-bent on ripping your body to shreds in a derelict space station floating in the vast beyond? Yep, that would be the most terrifying game of hide-and-seek ever. Lucky for those of you who squealed in excitement at that possibility, that's exactly what you get with Creative Assembly's first-person horror game, Alien Isolation. It's pretty much hide-and-seek, with the titular character from the classic Alien science fiction franchise. Your hiding places are really comfortable too. They include super spacious areas like ventilation shafts and lockers. And for all the real masochists out there, the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game feature an optional noise detection setting, meaning your favorite space freak will be able to hear every sound you make via your mic. Remember, don't be ashamed if you pee your pants playing Alien Isolation. It's kind of like a rite of passage. Tetris, from relaxation to ruin. Originally designed by Russian computer engineer Alexei Pajitnov, Tetris is one of the most famous, most beloved, and most recognizable puzzle games in history. It's also one of the most stressful. Of course, the game always starts out easy. The blocks just lazily float their way down, as if gravity is but a minor inconvenience. Nothing we can't handle, right? But then the blocks start falling faster and faster, and all of a sudden we're pulling out our hair when we accidentally place a block where we didn't mean to put it. Tetris is serious business. Just look at some of these pros. They're intense. Interestingly enough, the mental stress of playing Tetris has been shown to help combat actual stress-related issues, like post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. It can even help curb addiction.
Recently, we learned that playing Tetris could help alleviate PTSD. Now, a new study out shows that it could also block cravings for addictions like smoking, drinking, and overeating.
Why? The short answer is because video games are awesome, that's why. Yes, even ones that make us want to smash our Game Boy into bite-sized pieces. Trials Fusion tries your patience. The premise of Trials Fusion is simple. Your goal is to drive a motocross bike from point A to point B in a linear fashion, skillfully traversing various inclines, declines, jumps, and obstacles. Sounds easy, right? Well, the first levels are pretty straightforward. The game lulls you into a false sense of security. Then comes the rear wheel-only bunny hops on platforms barely wide enough for a single tire, and the precision accelerating up 90-degree vertical inclines. And the need to master the very laws of physics governing time and space simply to arrive at the next checkpoint. This game is so insane that players will often find themselves hitting restart from checkpoint even when they don't mean to, just purely out of habit. Only 127 registered accounts on stat-tracking third-party website PSN Profiles have achieved 100% completion in Trials Fusion's base game, with an average completion percentage of 5% out of over 88,860 game owners. That's a lot of tortured trophy hunters. Bite the big one in Battletoads. It is safe to say that few games have ruined more friendships and caused more broken controllers than Rare's classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ripoff, Battletoads. The entire game is tough, and we mean real tough. But there's one level in particular that's probably responsible for most of the mutilated NES consoles out there, the Turbo Tunnel. In this level, the player is tasked with maneuvering a constantly accelerating hoverbike around walls, over hurdles, under hurdles, over jumps, and around some mobile bad guys. It requires both near pixel-perfect reaction time and a memory akin to a supercomputer, so good luck playing it on a device with even a shred of lag. Assuming you somehow can pass this nearly impossible trial, you golden gaming god you probably won't have any lives left to beat the rest of the game. Battletoads may be a cult classic and may have a special place in some gamers' hearts, but it also occupies a very special place in hell. Silent Hill 2 turns trauma into terror.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here.
Silent Hill 2 is a well-documented masterpiece of a video game, aside from all the other things it does well, including a plot twist that'll make you feel mentally unstable for more than a few days. Konami's unsettling survival horror title excels at just plain traumatizing players.
Mary?
Wrong again. Mary's dead. You killed her.
While most horror games rely on jump scares, gratuitous violence, and other cheap terror tactics, Silent Hill 2 pulls you along a surreal and disturbing story through a bleak town shaped by protagonist James Sunderland's personal demons. It's slow, it's joyless, and it's brutal as all hell. In place of stereotypical B-movie zombies, the game's designers came up with some truly creative and horrific monsters, like faceless people wearing straitjackets made of their own flesh. And let's not forget Pyramid Head, who's easily one of the freakiest creations in any horror game ever. In short, Silent Hill 2 is the pinnacle of interactive psychological torment, and we can't get enough of it. Thanks for watching. Click the grunge icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.